Yes.
Mike.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll use Mike. Okay.
Yeah.
That works. Thanks. Usually it's like the loudest thing in the room. So hello. Okay. Hey guys. I'm Sammy.
Hey, Sammy.
If you guys didn't hear that. I'm a junior here at ECU. I am a Young Life College leader. And I'm just up here to tell you guys a little bit about this guy named Jesus. My feet are really sticking to the ground.
Wonder why.
No wonder. All right, so, but first, I want to tell you guys a little bit about me. So, if you knew me 2 years ago, you would not think that I would be up here right now. I was just your typical, like stereotypical ECU kid, just like going out all the time, partying all the time, drinking all the time, just living the ECU life. I had a lot going on, all right? So I remember this one time that I was at Young Life Camp. Okay, I was dragged to Young Life Camp, and I was sitting in rocking chairs with one of my friends, Sarah Doddridge, and she looked at me and she was just like, so I have a question. And I was like, okay. I need to backtrack. I was crying because, like, just telling her about all my life problems, a lot going on. And she said, like, she was like, what is holding you from, like, having a relationship with Jesus? And I said the words, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to have a relationship with Jesus. I'm not good enough to talk to Jesus. I'm not good enough to go to Young Life, right? Because, like, Young Life leaders, they got it all together, right? Young Life leaders, they don't mess up, right? Young Life leaders, they don't sin, right? Okay, that's what I thought. Well, that's not true, by the way. Just want to make that clear, that's not true. But I'm going to stop right there and read a little something for you guys in the Bible. And it is the story of feeding the 5,000. You might have heard about it. Might not, but I'm just gonna tell you guys a little more. So let me set the scene really fast. So Jesus left town. He left town that he was in because he found out that his cousin John was killed. Jesus was hurting and he just wanted to be alone. Like many of us, like when we lose a relative, you want to be alone. So he was really sad, so he decided to go off by himself. So let me just read the story. So, Jesus feeds 5,000, and I'm reading out of Matthew. So, now when Jesus heard this, he withdrew from there in a boat to desolate place by himself. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the towns. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion on them, and healed their sick. Now when it was evening, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a desolate place. The day is now over. Send the crowds away, to go into the villages and buy food for themselves." But Jesus said, "They need not go away. You give them something to eat." They said to him, "We have only 5 loaves, here 2 fish." And he said, "Bring them here to me." Then the Lord ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass. And taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven and said a blessing. Then he broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples. And the disciples gave them to the crowds. And they all ate and were satisfied. And they took up 12 baskets full of the broken pieces left over. And those who ate were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. Okay, so let me break this down really fast. So, in case you guys don't know, this guy, Jesus, is God's son. He was sent by God, and he is fully God, fully man. These disciples, which we heard that word a couple of times in that passage, are Jesus' best buddies. Like, they're 12 of Jesus' closest friends. And there's just like 2 nuggets that I really want to pull from this scripture. So, sorry, I sound shaky. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. So, there's 2 nuggets that I really want to pull from this. So number 1, Jesus just lost his cousin, and he was really sad, but like he's still healing people around him. Like he's hurting, but he's still helping others. And I just thought that was really cool because I feel like if I'm hurting, like I can't help other people because I need to like try and help myself, you know. So I just thought that was really awesome that he was doing that. And then the second one was the obvious, which is Jesus just performed a miracle, feeding 5,000 people. So how he did this, like he sent one of his friends out to go and find food for these people who haven't had anything to eat. They're starving. They don't know where their next meal is going to come from. And this guy brings back 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Now, like, if someone brought me 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish and was like, hey, you got to feed all these people, I'd be like, how the heck am I supposed to do that? That barely feeds, like, me and Grant for dinner. So, like, I don't know. So, the great part is that I'm not Jesus. So, like, I don't have to know how to do that. But basically, like, what I got out of the story is that he just truly can, like, bless and multiply, like, whatever we give him. So I really want to go back over verse 16 through 18 because they really just stuck out to me. So in verse 16, Jesus says, they do not need to go away. You give them something to eat. And I think that this is so powerful because we usually think, like, when we make mistakes, like, we need to run away from God because he doesn't want that. Like, he wants you perfect. Like, you know, that's a misconception that I feel like we have. But that's the complete opposite. So he says that exactly in verse 18. Bring them here to me. See, like, bring them here to me. So, like, bring yourself to him. Like, sorry, I forgot I was supposed to use this. He wants you. He doesn't need you. He doesn't need me. He doesn't need Young Life. But, like, he wants you. And, like, everyone wants to feel wanted, you know? He wants the baggage. And there's a lot of baggage. I feel like I carry a lot of baggage. But, like, I feel like we all carry a lot of baggage. And we all, like, want to hide that. And just don't hide it. Like, don't, yeah. All right. Okay, so from this story, basically, like, I was the fish and the bread. I didn't think that I was enough. But, like, God took me at such little and made it something so big, you know? Like, he took all the broken pieces and he just, like, put me back together and made me somebody that I thought I could never be. I didn't really think I could ever be a Young Life leader because I didn't really know Jesus. And, like, I couldn't lead myself. So, like, how could I lead other people? And that's kind of where my head was at. But the Lord took me where I was. And he used me well. And through the last year, he's transformed me. We don't all have it together. Like I said earlier, the Young Life leaders don't have it all together. We fall short, but, like, that's where Jesus makes up for that. So, yeah. It doesn't matter how big the problem and how little you have. If 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish could feed 5,000 people, and if that's enough to satisfy them, then you're enough. The people didn't know where their needs were going to be satisfied, and they were searching for food. But, like, God wasn't fazed by the magnitude of the problem. Like, and he's not fazed by your problems. He knows your problems. He knows where you fall short. He knows where you mess up. Like, he knows all of it. But Jesus wants it. He wants the good, he wants the bad, he wants the ugly. When y'all came to college, you probably came searching for new experiences, a place where you could recreate yourself. You probably were searching for your people. Y'all came to college hungry. You were probably wondering, like, what's my purpose? But I just want to to say, like, no matter how, like, wherever you search or how hard you search or wherever you look and wherever you try to go, like, you won't ever be able to fill yourself without Jesus. But I promise, like, when you trust the Lord fully, he gives you an abundance of everything you need. And I think that's another thing that I love from this story is, like, he gives you even more than you need, like, an overflowing amount. So if you need comfort, if you need love, if you need anything, like, bring it to the Lord, because he will give that to you, and then some. Like, this man had leftovers. So that's what he's trying to give to y'all, is like, he's going to give you everything you need, and then he's going to give you even more. And so I just want to leave you with 2 questions. What are you searching for? And what is something that you think is too small to bring to Jesus? I didn't think I was enough. And now I can stand here in front of you guys today and be like, I am enough. But I wouldn't be enough without Jesus. And I honestly think that you guys are all really awesome. And I'm so glad that you guys came tonight. And I just want you guys all to know that you are so loved. And, like, I want you to know that you're enough. And just keep coming back. And, like, if you have any questions, I just want you guys to come to any of the Young Life College leaders, because all leaders are Young Life College leaders. But, like, I just want to pray us out, and we can talk later. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, Jesus.